Hello, Nikki Cottom here. Welcome to my kitchen. I have received some requests about knowing how I kind of healed up my kidney stones that I was having. So, as some of you know, I got my amalgam silver mercury fillings removed, one on each side on a molar. Just about a month ago, and the dentist didn't take any precautions. And I know from a lot of the energy work I do that heavy metals are key in contributing to psychological disorders as well as digestive disorders. And in almost every case when I've worked with somebody who has a very big disease, including cancer, heavy metals tend to show up. So I know mercury is one of the heavy metals that are one of the heaviest toxins of heavy metals that we can have in our system. And so I really wanted to flush out any excess mercury. I knew my thyroid started acting up. I posted a video about how I was helping chelate mercury from my thyroid. So I've been doing that. It spread to my lymph node, or it cleansed through my lymph nodes. I was working with that. I also felt it in my stomach area, also my pineal gland up here, my third eye chakra area, and then it's filtering through my kidneys. And the thing about the kidneys are lower back down here on either side of the spine. And so I know my kidneys aren't super healthy. They're a lot healthier since I've been doing the doTERRA vitamins for the past few years. They're much healthier than they used to be. But because of these heavy metals filtering through, it came out as kidney stones. So I took some advice from friends, followed certain regimens just to see how they would help, also listening to my body, muscle testing to see what I needed, very much trying to honor my body. And so specifically for kidney stones, or helping my kidneys flush out the toxins, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did. So the first and foremost thing that I did was pray. Oh my goodness, did I pray. I don't want my kidneys compromised. I did not want to end up in the hospital. That's I knew if I did, I would have to be recovering from what happened at the hospital, as well as healing myself at home after the hospital. So I didn't want to go to the hospital. It didn't seem like a huge need at that time. By all means, if you're in severe pain, feel free to go to the hospital. I'm not saying not to. My kidney stones were much more mild, I would say, than what I've heard a lot of people's. But I asked my body, and indeed, they were flushing out these kidney stones. And I described it to some friends, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's kidney stones." And my body was telling me it was, so that's how I knew. I didn't go to the hospital. So yeah, that may discredit me a little bit, I don't know. But I will tell you what has helped me a little bit, okay? So the first thing that I found, prayer was super helpful. The next thing that I found that was super helpful at getting kidney stones out was a friend of mine told me of this mixture. And hopefully I did it right. If not, it turned out great anyway. So it's about half a cup of olive oil, yummy, and half a cup of lemon juice. Okay, there we go. There may be a little bit less than half a cup of each. That's okay. I'm just estimating here. And then I mixed it up, put 5 drops of lemon essential oil in it, and I drank this mixture about once a day. You can do more than that, totally. I mean, if it's pretty bad, I would recommend doing it twice a day at least. But yeah, you want to drink it fast before it comes apart. So It's not delicious, but it is lemony, so that's okay. And it really, what I found is it really helped pick up those heavy metals, I guess. This is just how it felt to me. Picking them up and then lubricating that channel out so that it could just like slide through, like slip and slide through. Okay, that's why I did that. There were times I felt like I needed a little bit more oil, and so I did coconut oil. Coconut oil is also really good at helping flush toxins out. So I took around a tablespoon of coconut oil. Swallow it gradually, since it's not quite a liquid. If not, your ears might start feeling like they're getting filled up and you're like swallowed too much. But I did do that every day also, and I feel like that really helped, you know, pull extra toxins out on the way to just kind of flush them all out together. So I did those two things as well as prayer. The other thing that I did, I wanted to make sure my body was alkaline because I didn't want infections to come up. When you are alkaline, when you're opposed to acidic, a lot of the foods I eat, even though I try to eat really healthy and I take the vitamins and all that, my body's still a little bit acidic. You can tell if you're getting acid reflux or if your body's susceptible to infections of sorts, yeast infections or, you know, skin infections, that type of thing. It means you're not quite always skin infections, but generally inside your body. If your body's more acidic, it will be more susceptible to infections, and knowing the process of them coming out, they can kind of tear up that urinary tract on the way out. So to avoid infections, I also wanted to keep my body alkaline. And the fastest way to get your body alkaline, along with doing lemon essential oil, is doing baking soda water. So this is roughly a little bit, maybe around 2 teaspoons. I don't know. I just filled up a kitchen teaspoon spoon. Okay, it tastes like salty water, but it works really fast at getting your body alkaline. So mix it up really well and then drink it before it starts separating. I'm leaving the very last part in there because it started solidifying on the bottom, and that's kind of nasty. So I drank almost all of that, okay? And that, with the lemon I've just done, gets your body really alkaline. So I did those things. Yeah, it's not super comfortable, not super tasty, but it's well worth it when you're in a pinch and you're like, I am extremely uncomfortable. Ooh. I didn't mean to belch, but it came out. Natural process. Felt it kind of come out through my nose. That was crazy. So, found like a fire-breathing dragon over here. But that is really good. Once it really gets in there, I usually space those things out a little bit longer but for the time's sake of the movie, putting them together. So I did those. I also really benefited from using basil essential oil, which is great for the kidneys, and frankincense. And what I did was I took off the lids of both of them, exposed my kidney area in the back a little bit, okay, right here. All right, and then I took a drop of each on each finger, right next to each other, so I didn't get the basil on the frankincense lid. And then I just rubbed them right here. The adrenal glands are above the kidneys right there, so I just did along that lower back area. And I feel like that really helped get things moving. Also, drinking lemon in your water, just a few drops a few times a day in your water, might help you a ton. And there was one final thing that I thought was super helpful, and I'm going to move the camera to do this. It was an exercise. Now the lighting's kind of bad there. Okay. An exercise that's actually like a kind of like qigong, or I don't know. But you kind of sit just cross-legged like this, or if you're sitting in like a backed chair, you can, with your feet on the floor, of course, you can lean forward and do the motion this way, but I found it comfortable on the floor. And what you want to do is the breathing motion to help send energy there, to get things, flushed out, movement going energetically, is to breathe in that area. And the breath work for that, and this I found really helpful, is making like a WH who, sorry, another burp, who sound. So here's what it sounds like. It kind of sounds like wind, but you're going to want to breathe as much through your lower back as possible. You're going to breathe in, and then and you're going to want to arch your back, so you're kind of stretching your lower back up this way. And do that. I also found that breath work, making the and leaning a little bit forward, helpful when I was on the toilet. So flushing stuff out. It helped me breathe through that and helped ease those little blockages out easier without me feeling like, oh, clamp up, because I don't want to hurt. It really, almost like when delivering a baby, here you go. You're like, you breathe out that way. I found that super helpful. The majority of the time, I only remembered to do it when I was sitting on the toilet. So there I was sitting on the toilet, leaning forward, arching my back. You want to get kind of an arch in your back a little bit. Kind of imagine this part is sticking up a little bit and leaning forward as you do that. So that's what I did to help, and I feel like all those things have helped tremendously. Anyways, there may have been something I missed. I know I took a lot more essential oils. I did have a friend tell me that she used to get kidney stones all the time, and then when she started the vitamins, they pretty much stopped, as long as she's continued to take them. I would say that I never anticipated having kidney stones had I not been chelating or chelating those heavy metals from the silver fillings. So that's why I believe I got them in the first place. But otherwise, anyways, that's what I feel like was going on with my kidneys and how I have felt as I've listened to my body. If you particularly are interested in, that burp came out of my nose. I apologize for all the burps. If you feel like you would like a more catered regimen toward you, what your body might find helpful, let me know. We can set something up where I can connect with you energetically and maybe see about a protocol that's suitable for you. I do wellness consultations, so if you're interested in that, or if you just want, I'm thinking about doing this on a monthly basis. People can pay me $20, and for whatever issue they're dealing with, I can recommend what I feel like could be beneficial, natural things. So that's something that I'm very interested in starting to do as part of my changes I'm making with my business. So if that interests you as well, on a monthly basis, you can, pay me, there will be a link on my website. You can just pay me and let me know what your concerns are, and either on the phone or a video call or just, message me. I can connect with you or meet you in person and ask your body what it is that you would need, and I can do that for you. So I feel like that's been really beneficial for me to be able to listen to my body. And like I said, these kidney stones were not as intense as probably most of the ones you're thinking about getting rid of these for. It may take a little bit longer. For me, it took about a week. to just get everything out, but it may take a little bit longer. You may want to back up a little bit on the regimens and just space it out over time, but definitely keep doing, you know, the baking soda and the lemon water as often as possible, I would say, and then doing the lemon juice olive oil one, especially when it feels like there's a kidney stone coming. Oh, another thing I did mention. All right, so with infections, I did get a little bit of infection down below, okay? I got torn up a little bit. Oils that I recommend that you can put on that location for help. There are a lot of hot oils. Do not use those. But I have found that oils such as lavender, frankincense, cedarwood, myrrh, vetiver, arbor vitae, melaleuca diluted. Those are all good ones that you can just put down right on that area, or even just right here on this chakra right here, the root chakra right in front. It's like right on the pubic bone. You can put it there for discomfort as well, itching and all that stuff associated with infections. Anyways, I hope this has all been helpful to you. Keep coconut oil on hand just in case when you put oils down there. And definitely don't use any of the ones that you would normally have to dilute for anything, okay? Because that's just a really sensitive spot. So anyway, let me know if you have any other questions or if you're interested in the bi-month pay me and I'll create a protocol, you know, that you can follow. So I'm also open to doing that, and I'm also very intuitive, so if I feel like maybe this would benefit you because of this reason or emotionally for this or whatnot, then I can kind of put in my 2 cents as well. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Enjoy. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.